Okay, two more examples of rational functions that I wanted to run through if you're willing to watch one more video. Here's the function w of x is equal to x squared over x squared minus 9. And once again, we're going to run through, gosh darn it, we're going to run through, I don't know what's wrong with my iPad here. We're going to run through all of the steps involved in getting a hand-drawn function. Step number one. We check for holes, and I think this one's pretty obvious that there's going to be nothing that factors and cancels, so we're not going to have any holes. Number two, we're going to have zeros anywhere the numerator is equal to 0, so what we do is we set the numerator equal to 0 and solve. So to get rid of a power of 2, we take the square root of both sides. Normally, of course, when we take the square root, we'd get plus or minus, but of course, plus or minus 0 is exactly the same thing. So we're going to have a 0 at 0. So I'll put a dot there at 0. What I would point out before we go any further is because we have that power of 2, that even power, and we got two solutions that were essentially the same thing, instead of the curve crossing at 0, the curve is actually going to bounce. Remember, we have a bounce point when we have an even even power. Number three, vertical asymptote, anywhere the denominator is equal to 0. So we set the denominator equal to 0 and solve, and I'm going to choose to solve by moving -9 to the other side, and then taking the square root of both sides. So x is equal to plus or minus square root of 9 is 3. And please notice positive and negative 3 are different, so we just simply have a vertical asymptote at positive 3, and we'll have a vertical asymptote at negative 3. Okay, step number 4 is usually the y-intercept, but you can probably see that we can skip this one because we can already see where the curve's going to pass through the y-axis. It's the same as where it's going to cross the x-axis at 0. But if you just want to kind of plow ahead, we could still just replace x with 0 everywhere we see it. And what we'll end up with is 0 squared over 0 squared minus 9, and 0 divided by -9 is 0. So there's your y-intercept again. Okay. Number 5, our other asymptote is going to occur where? Well, we've got to check the degrees, the powers. And when the biggest power up top is equal to the biggest power down below, please notice the biggest power up top is 2. The biggest power down below is 2. That means we're using number 5, part B, where the degrees are equal. And in that case, we're going to have a horizontal asymptote at y equals the lead coefficients. Lead coefficient means the number in front. So the number in front of the biggest power up top is 1. And the number in front of the biggest term with the biggest power down below is 1. And so therefore our horizontal asymptote is going to occur at y equals 1 over 1 or 1. Okay, so our horizontal asymptote would be at 1. Okay, and finally number 6 is our end behavior. And so what we're always wondering, maybe I'll choose green here, or no, maybe blue will show up. What we have to decide for ourselves is, should we start on the top side or the bottom side of the other asymptote? Now, it can't be on the bottom. I mean, we have the choice, but it can't be on the bottom, because if it was on the bottom, then as we traveled left or right, our curve would have to go down, and that means it would have to cross the x-axis. But there's no dot there, there's no point there, so it can't cross there. Therefore, we can't start below, we have to start above. And that means we can then go towards the vertical asymptote. Remember, we almost always change direction. And so now we're going to come up, but please remember, 0 isn't a crossing point, it's a bounce point. So it's not going to cross the x-axis, it just bounces off of 0 and stays on the same side, below the x-axis. And then when we change direction, we'll now be above, going up, and now we can approach the horizontal asymptote as we head out to the right as we head out towards positive infinity. Okay, and once again, we have a pretty decent picture for our rational function. Okay, kind of a tricky one because of the bounce point, but otherwise, hopefully not too bad. Okay, again, feel free to always pause these videos if you need more time jotting anything down. But I'm going to jog through one more example, and then we'll call it, this one I called T. That's a good letter to use as an abbreviation. Okay, so we'll have x over x squared plus 1. And we're going to try to get to a decent graph for the function. And we're just going to jog through all of our usual steps. Number 1, check for a hole. And again, I think it's pretty obvious that nothing factors. So therefore, you cannot have a hole. Number 2, we're going to have a 0 anywhere the numerator is equal to 0. So we just set the numerator equal to 0 and solve. Well, it's already solved. So we'll have our 0 at 0. Number 3, we have a vertical asymptote wherever the denominator is equal to 0. So we set the denominator equal to 0 and solve. We'll move plus 1 to the other side by subtraction, and then get rid of the power of 2 by taking the square root. So those two cancel, and we'll get plus or minus the square root of negative 1. But the square root of negative 1 is I. Right? Where is plus or minus I on the x-axis? Exactly. There isn't any place. So that means we're not going to have any vertical asymptotes. Okay. Number 4, our y-intercept. You can probably already see it. It's going to be the same as the x-intercept, but again, if you don't notice it, it's no big deal. Just replace x with 0, so we'll have 0 over 0 squared plus 1. So you can see our y-intercept is at 0. And number 5, look for your other asymptote by looking at the degrees. The biggest power up top, biggest power down below. All right, the biggest power up top is 1. Biggest power down below is 2. So the part of number 5 that we're going to be working with when the degree of the top is smaller than the degree of the bottom is we're going to be excuse me, using letter A. And we're going to have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. All right, y equals 0 is just the same as the x-axis. So the asymptote is going to be right along the x-axis. And it sure doesn't seem like we have much information. Doesn't seem like we have a whole lot of information. But just to help everybody out, I'm just going to do one extra thing just to help out just a little bit. I'm going to replace I'm going to replace x with negative 1, and I'm going to replace x with positive 1. Just to show you kind of what happens, you'll get a better idea here. If I put in negative 1 for x, I'll have negative 1 over negative 1 squared plus 1, which gets me negative 1/2. And if I put in 1, I get 1 over 1 squared plus 1, which gets me positive 1/2. So just to help out a little bit on the graph, when I'm left 1, I've got, let's see, I'm going to put that somewhere else. When I'm left 1, I've got to be down 1/2. And when I'm right 1, I have to be up 1/2. And now that helps out a little bit because that, when I try to decide my end behavior and should I be on the top side or the bottom side, that shows me I should be on the bottom side so that I can go through that point, then through both the x and the y-axis at 0, go through that other point at 1,1/2, and then flatten out towards the horizontal asymptote. So we end up with kind of this little miniature valley and hill, so just kind of this little waggle through the origin. Okay, so there's just another couple of examples of rational functions and their graphs. Tomorrow, Friday, we're going to do a handful more. Let's see, I've got, looks like about 4 more planned. And then, then we'll have to take some time and go through quite a few questions. Okay, so hope you're having a good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.